So, Trey Sense has got an idea. We're going to make a little bit of a trilogy. This is going to be the first of 3 videos. Wait, I don't want to make that sign. I don't want people to think I'm part of Noah. But 3 videos. The first of 3 videos. What are we going to talk about in these 3 videos? We're going to talk about flankers. And for those of you who don't know what a flanker is a fragrance that simply follows another one, a sequel, so to speak. So if you want to know what, and I'm going to do this in 7s. I like 7 because it's a number of completion. So if you want to know what 7 fragrances I found in my collection to get this thing rolling, well, meet me on the other side of this long intro and we're going to get right into it. I'll see you guys in just a second. What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Trey Sense, and you already know from the thumbnail, from the intro, and all of that good stuff what we got going on today. First part, the first of 3. I did it again. The first of 3 videos. Yeah, 21 fragrances in total, 7 today. I'm not sure if I'm going to do them back to back to back, which will be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, or if I'm going to spread them out and do them, say, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, whichever. But I do know I'm going to do 3. So, and this one is the first one. Now, before I get into this, just need a little bit of something from you real quick. Please like, share, and sub. Even if you don't think I've earned your sub, would you be so gracious and kind as to share the video? And if you do think I've earned it, then thank you, and I appreciate it. For those of you who keep returning to the scene of the crime, what's up? I'm glad you are back. Good to see you. Now, let's get into it. Again, for those of you who do not know what a flanker is, it is just a fragrance that comes after another fragrance. Sometimes it's a money grab. Sometimes it's not. The fragrance a lot of times will have something in the name like intense. They'll just simply call it a Parfum concentration. But anyway, nonetheless, I found 21 of them, and I'm gonna bring you the first 7 now. This first one is a flanker to a very popular fragrance in a very popular house. The house is YSL. The fragrance is L'Homme, or Little Homie, as some people like to call it, and this one is L'Homme Intense. And this one, simply put, is almost a 10 out of 10 fragrance. The only thing keeping this fragrance from being a 10 out of 10 in my collection, again speaking of L'Homme Intense, is its longevity. Is it a poor performing fragrance? No, it's not a 1 or 2 or 3 hour fragrance. It's par, but for it to be a 10 out of 10, you got to get 6-7 hours out of it. But nonetheless, this is a beautiful, beautiful take on the original L'Homme. You do have some of that L'Homme DNA in there, but it's just like it went to college and grew up. You have a little bit of that sweetness mixed in with some spice and some leather running through it, and it's just a very well made, very well blended fragrance. One of the last times I wore this, I received compliments throughout the evening. I mean, it was, oh my God, you smell good. I got that probably about 50 times. So YSL's L'Homme Intense. And YSL is slowly becoming one of my favorite houses. It's a very gentlemanly house. You're not going to get monster projection and performance from YSL, but you're going to get a solid fragrance that does exactly what it's supposed to do and keep you smelling good. From the house of YSL, that's L'Homme Intense. This next one is one of my favorite clothing brands to wear. Always has been. It could be a Southern thing. It could be an Alabama thing. The house is Polo. The line is red, and this is Polo Red Extreme. Tons of flankers in that red line. This one I absolutely adore because it has that luscious coffee note running through it, and it just smells good. This is just a good smelling fragrance. Now again, with Polo fragrances, you're not gonna get the best performance, whether it's projection, longevity, or any of that. But man, that coffee note, the instant it hits your hands, you get just something that gives the fragrance some sweetness, and then that coffee note kicks in, and that is the star of this fragrance. It's slightly gourmandy. Again, with that coffee note. We need to come up with a name for fragrances that have a coffee note in them other than coffee note. We need to come up with something. Like, for example, sweet fragrances or foodie fragrances are gourmands. We need to come up with a name for coffee note fragrances. Now, quick little tidbit for those of you who like the scent of this fragrance and don't necessarily like the coffee note and don't want to spend a whole lot of money, try Beverly Hills Polo Club Ignite. Do not sleep on Beverly Hills Polo Club. I understand it's a knockoff of this, so to speak, or this house, so to speak, but the fragrances are legit, especially if you get the fragrances in the bottles. I'm not talking about the little plastic bottle body sprays. Those are okay, but they're what they are. They're body sprays, they're body mist. Beverly Hills Polo Club and the cologne bottles, they're good. They're good. Nonetheless, a flanker that is definitely absolutely amazing and worth having, Polo Red Extreme. I don't know what it is with me and the OK sign today, but I'm very leery about doing stuff like that just because of the symbolisms. I don't want no parts of none of that mess. Anyway, let's stick with the House of Polo. This is one I haven't had in my collection very long, but I wore it the other night. Can't say I received a lot of compliments. Maybe a very basic blue scent, but I like it. I like it a lot, actually, and it is from the House of Polo, and it is Polo Deep Blue Parfum. And this is one I thoroughly enjoyed. I wore it. I was very casual that day. I want to say I had on a nice pair of sweatpants and a hoodie. You know, if you understand what dressier sweatpants are, well, that's what I had on. Just some nice sweats, some nice sneakers, and a nice hoodie. And I had this on, and as a matter of fact, I think I had on a polo hoodie. I did have on a polo hoodie, yeah. But nonetheless, I smelled this fragrance out throughout the night. I got whiffs of myself. You may want to take a decant. You will still be able to smell it, but again, if you're wearing a polo fragrance, it's not going to wow you with its performance, whether it's projection, sillage, or projection or longevity. It's going to do decent in the sillage range, but you're not going to get a lot of projection or longevity. Again, par for the course, though. It wasn't just ridiculously disappointing or anything, but it didn't just wow me. But I did smell it several hours into wearing it, and I kept smelling it on my hand again because it's one that I definitely love. From the House of Polo, it is Polo Deep Blue Parfum. Good one. And I picked that one up at TJ Maxx for $49 for a 4.2 ounce, and I think it's worth it. Polo Deep Blue Parfum. Another one, of course, again, these are all flankers, and they're all either gonna have intense or parfum in the name, and all of these just happen to be parfum concentration. So another one from the House of Paco Rabanne, it is 1 million Parfum. There it is, and you all are familiar with the 1 million bottles. Some say they're tacky. I think it's a good little touch, and you know, nice bottle design. It's different from basic and boring, right? Right. So this next one, there it is. A little bit of alcohol in the beginning, not a lot. Nothing, you know, that's just gonna just make you freak out or anything. Now, what I get from this one, I get like a sweet, sort of fruity, sort of grapey vibe to it. It's a good scent. It's one that can be worn year round. Most of these fragrances, with the exception of the deep blue, to me lean more towards fall, winter, cooler weather. This one and the deep blue, and then there's one or two more that I think you could pull off year round, and I'll tell you more about that as I get to them. But this is one that I definitely think is a year round type of fragrance. I also think, ooh, that smells good. I also think that it can be worn any age group. I don't think this one has a specific range. I think it's just a nice, sweet smelling fragrance. Now, very modern smelling. If you're comparing this one to the original, don't, because they're on totally different ends of the spectrum. One is sweet and spicy, one is sweet and fruity. This one is definitely much more modern, definitely not as loud, and it's not as in your face. I'm considering adding the elixir. Not quite sure yet, but from the house of 1 million, it is 1 million Parfum. Speaking of a fragrance that you can wear year round, this one is a flanker to one of the most popular, one of the most successful fragrances in Parfum, one of my favorite fragrances in Parfum. I absolutely love this house. Several fragrances from this house make a lot of people's different lists because, for one, they're affordable and they're very versatile. From the house of Davidoff, from the line of Cool Waters, this one is Cool Waters Intense. And it says right there, they made it very easy for me, Parfum. So I didn't have to look at the bottom of the bottle, because your boy was struggling trying to figure out if some of these were EDTs or EDPs. Because just because it says intense or whatever doesn't mean that it is an EDP concentration. This one is an intense and it's an EDP concentration. So there you have it. Give myself a little spritz of this. I'm telling you the things I do to get y'all these videos. And right now, as I'm letting that dry down, that 1 million is really doing what it do right here on my hand. As I smell that, I'm kind of asking myself, like, why don't you wear that more? Because it it smells pretty good. I'm gonna have to start wearing some of these fragrances more. I may need y'all to help me start wearing some of this stuff, y'all. Okay. Cool Waters Intense. It's good. It's good. It's definitely a more modern take on Cool Waters. Definitely a little bit fresher than the original Cool Waters. Is it better than the original Cool Waters? To me, no, it's not. The original Cool Waters is just hard to beat. It's versatile. It's pocket friendly. It's not going to cost you a lot. You can pick it up just about anywhere. So if you're a Cool Waters guy and you leave your Cool Waters at home, you can just about go to any Walgreens, Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Burlington, wherever, and pick up a Walmart and still pick up a bottle of the OG Cool Waters. So to me, that just makes it a player. Now, about this one, about Cool Waters Intense. The best way to sum it up is it's just a more refined, less green, more mature, more modern take on the original Cool Waters. Since with the original Cool Waters, you have a lot of green and you have a lot of aquatic going on. This one, not so much. It actually, to me, leans more blue than it does anything. But nonetheless, it is a good smelling fragrance. It's a nice, sweet, modern fragrance. I do think you can wear this one winter, summer, spring, or fall. To me, it does come across as more mature, more of an evening out type of fragrance. But it has that sweetness that a lot of us are liking in fragrances today. So if you like those sweet fragrances, this is definitely one that you will like, love, and enjoy. Cool Waters Intense. And that's not a very expensive fragrance at all. That one can be had in that 4.2 ounce bottle for around, what, 40 bucks. And that's hard to beat. It really is hard to beat. Okay, guys, I got two more. This next one is another one that I picked up at the same TJ Maxx in Gardendale, Alabama, that I picked up that Polo Deep Blue. I've been killing them. I know they love seeing me coming at that TJ Maxx because I've been buying sweaters and all kinds. Every time I go in there, they have something. But that's neither here nor there. From the house of Calvin Klein. It is Eternity. And it is Eternity's Parfum. Now, When you think about Eternity, to me, the original Eternity is a great fragrance as well. It's one of those fragrances that I personally would definitely put in my Fragrance Hall of Fame because it is fresh, it is green, it is earthy, it is extremely easy to wear. Over the years, it's become affordable in price. Yeah. Now, about the EDP. How does it compare to the original? It's different. It's different. Again, I'm going to use the same words because all of these have that in common. This is a deeper, richer, darker, more mature, more masculine take on the original Eternity. The original Eternity to me was bright green, a very effervescent type of fragrance. I think I said that right. But it's just, the original Eternity to me is just smooth. It's that fragrance back in the day that the players wore. If you had on Eternity, people knew you were a player. You normally got out of a nice car. You know, Obsession was a little bit more loud, strong, in your face. Eternity was a little bit more smooth and subtle. I can remember going to summer school and catching a ride with one of my best friends, because me and him both was in summer school, and borrowing some of his brother's Eternity and walking into my classroom in summer school and instantly getting compliments. I don't know, maybe I forgot to put on some of my own that day. I don't know, maybe I just wanted to wear his Eternity. But anyway, I wore his Eternity and got tons of compliments on it. Now this one, again, much like the House of Polo, you're not going to get hours of longevity, hours of projection, but you have to understand the people that design these fragrances are designing them for you to get attention within arm's length. They're not designing them for you to walk in the room and people smell you throughout the room. Now, those are the fragrances that I like. Speaking of, if I can find it, I don't think I can get my hands on it, y'all. Hold on, bear with you, boy. There it is right there. Woo. I'm gonna throw you a nugget. Has nothing to do with this video, but the last day I worked this week, which was Wednesday night, and I knew it was gonna be a problem, but I did it anyway because that's what frag heads do. From the house of Dapper Fragrances, I wore Dapper's version of Christian Dior's Tabaculor. And this is one of those fragrances that I'm gonna have to put on my I cannot wear this to work list, which is a video that I may do probably in another 6 months or so. But this is gonna be one I cannot wear to work. I cannot wear this fragrance to work. It caused a distraction. In a 4-hour period, I probably got 5 or 6 unsolicited compliments, and they were, "You always smell so good. I knew you were in here because I smelled you when I walked in the door." My favorite of all the compliments was, "I smell you all throughout the store," and I'm just like, "Oh, okay." And then she went on to say, "But it's not like it's too loud or too strong." So Dapper, here's to you. You did your thing on that one. But now, back to this one. You're not gonna get that type of reaction. You're gonna get, as I stated, a deeper, richer, as I'm looking at the rest of my Eternities, a deeper, richer, more mature version of the original Eternity. Is it good? Is it worth it? Yes, especially if you pay what I paid for this one, which is $30 for this and a 1 ounce travel, which I think I sold. Yeah, I sold it. So definitely worth the purchase of $30, because once I subtracted what I made on the sale of the travel, I think I'm in this one for $18. So you can't hardly beat that. from the House of Eternity. It is Eternity's Parfum. Good little fragrance right there. I've got so many different fragrances kicking up on my skin right now. And the two that are showing out is that 1 million Parfum. This one is really showing out right now. I mean, it is smelling absolutely amazing. And this Polo Red Extreme, it is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Beautiful, beautiful scent. I can smell the cool waters when I put my nose to it, but I can't really. It's the Polo and the 1 million is out. Is shining a little harder than both of them. That's not right. Those two are shining harder than the cool waters and the Polo. I don't think I sprayed the. Yes, I did too. There it is. Yeah. Out of all the fragrances that I've sprayed on, the 1 million and the Polo Red Extreme, that's my battery's getting low, as I knew it would. The Polo Red Extreme and the 1 million are by far outshining all the rest. So, but again, it is just one spray of each on skin, which is why all of these I would definitely recommend spraying on your clothing to help with longevity, and definitely moisturize. Little unscented lotion, unscented Vaseline works the best if you can stand Vaseline, and drink tons of water. Anyway, I digress. Last fragrance I'm going to talk to you about is definitely a flanker, Parfum concentration, and it is Azaro'S, the Most Wanted. And they have a perfume of this, Most Wanted Parfum, I do not have yet. But this is Azaro'S, the Most Wanted, and it is a Parfum concentration. Yeah, that is a Parfum concentration. I think it's not like I can see it. I'm trying now. This is one I did not look at before, but I'm pretty sure this is a Parfum concentration. This one. Now, let me see if I can find a spot to spray it. That's that YSL right there. The leather is really coming through that one. The leather and the sweetness. Very soft, very subtle. Now, which one is that one? That's the Eternity. Man, the stuff I do for y'all, man. That's the cool waters. I think I got a spot right there. I think. Let's just give it a little spritz. I don't spray on much of these either to keep my head from hurting. So I just give myself just a little bit. Even though somebody told me that my salt and pepper shaker doesn't work, that the best thing to do is to drink water to cleanse your palate. I need to keep my salt and pepper shaker in range. Anyway. This is a beautiful little scent. It really, really is. It works well. Again, all of these are, whichever company put them out is their attempt to really get into the modern realm of fragrances, because it's so funny that you have so many niche houses that are reaching back and going for that old fougere style fragrance and bringing them to the forefront. It's like the companies that have those old, dated, as you guys would call them, the older style scents, they're trying to become more modern, and that's what this is. This is just a modern take on Wanted. Not that Wanted is an old fragrance, because it's not, but I like this one. I like it a lot. Sweet, smoky, definitely a date night fragrance, definitely a charming, romantic style fragrance. Again, you get more performance out of this one as far as longevity, but again, it's not the most beastly projecting fragrance that's out there. And I'm not sure which one I like better, this one or Wanted by Night. I'm not sure. It's a toss-up, because Wanted by Night is to me a banger, and I don't know why it doesn't get more love. And it will definitely be a part of this series because it is an EDP and it is a flanker. So, but nonetheless, I do like this one as well. Very sweet, very smoky, definitely a modern type of fragrance. Sits a little close to the skin, but it is definitely sexy, charming, romantic, all of those things that you want in a cuddle scent, a date night type of scent, or fragrance that you would wear in the fall. I would say winter because we're almost in December, but we've reverted back to fall after a week of cold. It's been 60, almost 70 degrees here. So you never know what you're gonna get with Alabama weather. But anyway, guys, this has been 7 fragrances from my collection that are flankers with one little surprise appearance from the house of Travis Gerhardt and Dapper Fragrances. That stuff is amazing. And again, last, Azaro'S Most Wanted. And I will be adding the Wanted Parfum. Boy's got a birthday coming up in about a week or 2, so stay tuned. I may be getting some stuff in for the birthday. But anyway, we'll see. With that being said, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up because I've taken up enough of your time. Listen, I thoroughly appreciate you. Thank you so much for being the best part of this channel and for always returning to the scene of the crime. Always remember, be active in the comment sections. They're yours. That's what makes the channel special, the convo between us. With that being said, I'm gonna jump off of here, edit it, get it up so you guys can see it. Happy Monday. I hope you all had a beautiful, beautiful Thanksgiving. Until next time, guys, I love you all and may God bless you all. Peace.